My program keeps popping up, and then it cuts me off from where I'm at. So that lasted for a short period of time. There wasn't that many Quakers here. So where did they go from there? I mean, when the North and South started fighting, you know, you're talking about people, ignorant people, based on a God that they believed in or didn't believe in. Well, to show you how things get changed into something somebody wants to believe in, I'm sure you heard the story that the white man went into a tent where a fire was burning and they would smoke the peace pipe. That's man's conception of what they were doing. A perception, a judgment on their part, which was wrong. A pipe inside in a sweat lodge or a lodge is called a prayer pipe. It was to pray together, not to. No, it was prayer. 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 Not peace. Oh, we smoke pipe, we peace. We have peace now. No, that never happened. I mean, they did pray for 5 minutes together, or an hour or two here and there. But that's all it was. And they made it mean nothing because they still slaughtered them. So when we took the land away from the native people, we gave them nothing back. Now, to show you how complicated and how core it is for me, becoming aware of all my past lives, I was native. I was alive at Wounded Knee. I was there. I was a male. My wife was a female. I was married. I was stuck at Wounded Knee when that went down. Meaning stuck means there was a war going on. So most of the warriors had to leave to go do the battle. There was a few of us left to protect the women and children. But sadly, the United States Army had a better decision to wipe out everybody that was there. And the most scariest thing was to be there when it happened. It was the most sickest, horrible slaughter. And they raped the women before they killed them. And they killed everybody. I was still alive at the very end. And there's traditions you had to do when you saw your wife get killed and things like that. It was horrible, every which way. To say man moved forward from that day, there's still prejudice against the native people. And people say we're not prejudiced. The president's not prejudiced. Nobody's prejudiced. I think they have a broom so far up their butt it's coming out their mouth going up to the moon. Sorry, but it's the truth. And nobody wants the truth. So, are you ready to change your prejudice? Are you? Can you accept the truth and look for the truth before you say you're prejudiced or decide? Because you are. Everybody's prejudiced against Hillary now. Well, again, she's a woman. And that magnifies every bad thing that people think about her. To men. All right? Now, this is the only time women have the chance to reverse that. Get out there and make a judgment call. Become a real person to society. Make a choice. Show the choice. You know, it's funny. The Independent Party, I don't think they can become president. Because when you got the electorals, they don't vote for the Independent Party. So it's like, let's put a fake person out there to take votes away from somebody, to create a fake election, to put some stupid person that we don't want in there. Now, if you care, why don't we have native people on any ballot? Because they're not rich, showing you the people they are. They're not money-hungry idiots. So, why is it we don't have a Native person on the ballot ever? A full-blood Native person. Sincere. 1%, well, I don't even get into that idea. Native nation, it's 50%. Father or mother has to be Native. But to adopt a child, it has to be that, period. But again, we're so prejudiced at every level, most people, as a people. Can we let go and take a bigger step? Understand the truth. Sure, you don't have to bring aliens into the picture because you're not ready for that. You will be at one time, or you'll have to. But right now, you don't. You're just worrying about this election in 2 weeks, 10 days, 9 days, whatever. Yeah, that's where you should focus. Focus. Focus your judgment, your prejudice on who and what. Why you would vote for somebody. You're going to vote for somebody. You're going to be prejudiced against a person that you're not voting for. Making a judgment call, well, they're this or they're that. Do you know that? Do you know that person? Do you know in politics, almost everybody becomes what they're forced to become when they step into it? I don't know all the presidents personally. I don't wish I did, but somebody like Kennedy, who got involved and pushed into things or became involved with things, and they couldn't deal with that. Same as John Lennon, another person on a spiritual path, what I would call spiritual, with elimination of God. Being more into the New Age, oneness and stuff. Imagine no heaven. All right, okay. Imagine living on planet Earth. Yeah, in hell forever? No, I couldn't imagine that. Wouldn't want to. And if you do, you're like probably limited in awareness. But he was trying to create world peace. And he was probably one of the few people on this planet that came close to doing that. And the government harassed him. I don't want to get into that whole story again, but that's a real story. I don't look at John Lennon as a beetle. I look at him as a peacemaker. James Twyman did this big thing about the peace movement and stuff. Another person trying to create world peace. Just like the Dalai Lama trying to create world peace. You can't tell people to be peaceful. You got to give them reasons for it to happen. Our whole system's out of whack, not in alignment. So how does somebody understand that or get into a place where they will understand that? It's not easy. But there's a starting point. Put your foot down and say, yes, I'm going to take a step forward. I'm going to look around and see what I see. You're going to go vote. Pull up the people. See if you can find anything about who they really are. What they really care about. Because, you see these people, well, they're against abortion, but when they get in, they're for abortion. Or they reverse it. However, politics, when you get money and you're going to get a nice salary, you kind of go with the flow. And all these people that were involved with aliens and stuff don't want to come out. They'd lose their pension, lose everything they have, which they're afraid to. And they do when they're going to die. And all these elderly astronauts are coming out with their truth now. But they're suffering. They lied to us half of their lives, or 3/4 of their lives. And just because they're going to die now, they'll tell the truth. Is that a spiritual spot to be? No, it isn't. I live my truth every day, every second. I don't say I'm religious. I don't say I'm spiritual. But I truly know beyond a shadow of a doubt, Jesus was the most spiritual person to walk this planet. Period. Nobody came close to what he did or was trying to teach what he taught. And why isn't that in the Bible? Because people are still not ready for the truth. It's about going back to, I want to feel good. I want to be in the light and be happy. I want this. No, not what you're going to have to do if you become aware and responsible for your life. as soul, we move backwards every step we take. How's that? Why is that? Well, there's a time to make a difference, and it's right now. Are you ready to step in? Well, go out and vote. Take the first step. But look who you're going to vote for. Just don't go down one side or down the other. Think about it. Think about what you're helping, trying to bring in. That's all we can do at this moment. And then we move into trying to change the electoral votes and eliminate that. And let's try to change things that are screwing up our system. If a president's doing wrong things, he should be impeached. Period. No just cause. They changed the Constitution how many times? I don't know if you know what Thomas Jefferson said. About creating a militia. We are allowed to, under our own Constitution. If the government's unjust, we can create one, but we'd be taken out so fast. But it was, in those days, it was a lot easier to create a militia that you could take the government out, at least fight them. Now with their brain thought machines and everything else, they'll just take us out and poof, that's it. And we have to work at a smarter level, or smarter way to do that even. But think about it. Changing the way. Who picks the people that run for president? You and me? Do you know somebody that'd make a good president? I do. Can we change it and put them in there? No. Why not? What's the standard? You have to have $100 million, $50 million? Well, how much money do you have to become a president? And I suggested this. We should have it that no amount of money should be different that any other body running in politics can pay or use in the campaign. Set it for a certain amount, and then that certain amount has to be equal among everybody in it. Not their own money. Equal amount from everybody. So if a native person that's not a multimillionaire could actually run for president. Why? He lived here. His family lived here. His family's family lived here. And you're a thieving, robbing murderer, and you're running in place of them? Do you believe that's right? Of course you do. Your judgment's perverted, twisted, programmed. Your prejudices against him already. I know. I've been there. I danced half of my life around the United States. Do you know how pathetic people are? Every day I just dance and people come up to you. Oh, they're not real Indians, are they? No, they're fake ones. They were taken out of a soap factory and carved and put out there. And you hear children say, I thought we killed them all. But then when you hear a parent say the same thing, you really need to open your eyes and look at who's saying it. People in this world, in the United States, have no clue about Native people. Why? You got a little twisted, pathetic story in a book in school? Other countries know more about the Native nation than anybody in the United States does. A few Native elders traveled the world to teach, which they did an incredible thing, because they know the truth and they understand it. Where inside the United States, we can't tell them what we did to the Native people. We slaughtered them, we butchered them, we raped them, we did everything we could to hurt them, kill them, tear them apart. Are they going to brag about that? They should, because they're ignorant enough to do it. And then they should get the consequences given back to them for what they did. But that's not going to happen. We're so far into the program where most people don't understand Native people at all. I'm not saying they're better. I'm not saying their teachings are better. They didn't follow Jesus. I have a half-brother who went on to nations and started teaching about Jesus, and they were accepting it, but the same as when they were put in these Catholic schools. They were forced to accept it. Being forced to accept something is a lot different than being allowed to accept something. So, are their teachings better, being one with the earth? Well, I look at every side of everything, and I tell you, take it to the limit. Take it as far as you can. The Native people were destroying the